Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about how pornography affected my life and just a little bit of context before we start talking about this topic further. Um, I was a porn addict for pretty much most of my life. Um, I would say 7, 8 years. I discovered pornography when I was 11 years old, and I'm gonna digress a little bit, but the stat that how people what age discover pornography, it's gonna go fucking low. Like I I remember I once heard a guy that said he discovered it like 7. So this shit is fucked up. This shit is fucked up. And I discovered it at 11. And like the first stage, I would say I have two stages. First stage wasn't that bad. It was, but not that bad. Uh, up until COVID hit, basically, and that's that's when everything went straight downhill for me. Some down bad moments, watching some fucking stupid shit, fucking categories that I don't think you would even watch. Yeah, but I will be talking about it, how it affected my life. And yeah, let's go straight into the video. So the first point I already quite told you is watching some goddamn stupid shit. You know, you when you first start watching pornography, you start with normal videos, but then after you goons for so much, you just basically start watching more and more weird shit. That's what basically happened to me. I started with watching more the normal videos. Then it went into different fucking categories that I'm not even going to name you here. I think I named them in probably in one of my in couple of videos that I was talking about it. So if you want to know if you're really that interested what categories did I watch, you can check the videos from a couple of months ago if you're really that interested. But I've just created some fucked up weird fetishes, just making my brain more down bad. It just basically, normal porn wouldn't stimulate me, so I had to go watch some stupid and weird shit, basically. Right? It also made me lazy as hell. Um, our brains, they don't see the difference between watching pornography and having sex. So if you're watching a porn video, if you're watching pornography, your brain basically thinks that you just had sex, so it just makes you lethargic. It releases hormones to say, okay, chill out, chill out. I will probably have the hormone's name on screen because I don't remember it. But it just basically releases the hormone that, oh, you can chill out, you can chill out. And if you are doing this couple of times in a day, and bear in mind you, I was a professional fucking gooner for for 8 years of my life, and just made me lazy as hell. I didn't really want to do anything. I didn't want to be disciplined. It just basically made me lazy as shit. But because of this is one of the reasons I became skinny fat. Because of this is one of the reasons I were not disciplined. That I didn't create anything for myself. I didn't want to study. I didn't want to create. I don't know. Made a good transformation. Made a good physique, or just starting something on the side because my brain thought that I already have everything. Because, as I said, your brain doesn't see the difference between watching pornography and having sex. For your brain is basically the same. We did not, we, listen, we did not evolve as much as from like the caveman days. We did. Technology, maybe our height, our average height is, we're high, we're much taller. We just have the technology and our brains didn't evolve to that amount of stimulation. Your brain still thinks that, you've had this basically you are you are just basically, how do I even say this? You are getting the reward without actually making the effort, right? Because when you actually want to get a woman, you have to, be rejected probably a couple of dozens. You have to be rejected dozens of times before you actually got someone. And pornography just throws this shit, everything throws this effort out of the window and gives you the instant gratification like that. Your brain basically thinks that you've done the work without actually putting the effort. We cannot do anything about it. We would have to wait probably, or we'd probably have to wait thousands of years before our brains evolve again, or maybe a couple of hundred of years. We don't know. But we're right now we're not adapted to this shit. Technology changed, but our brains are not that adapted to it. So yeah, it just made me lazy as shit. Um, destroy my perception of woman and love. If you watch so many fucking videos of women just basically getting pounded, every single fucking video, it destroys the fucking perception of women. You start putting them on pedestal. You start thinking of them as fucking sex machines or whatever. Just fucked up. You don't see them as a normal human being. You see them as someone to you just basically see them as someone who you can clap cheeks with, right? But also it just makes you a fucking cock. Because actually imagine, you are watching a woman getting pounded whilst you are sitting in the corner, whilst you are sitting in the corner and you're basically like sitting like in a fucking cock chair, right, writing like this, or basically or even worse, jerking yourself off, giving away your life force, giving you away your life energy. That's what I was basically doing. But yeah, destroyed my perception of women and love. Yeah, just starting treating women as sex objects. I was just basically scared of them. You basically know those memes like, I'm scared of women or whatever. Just the shit that some like gay little boys say that they're scared of women. Yeah, so basically pretty much like that. I mentioned this point made me put woman on pedestal because I treat a woman as like a object that I cannot obtain, like it's some like a completely different species from another planet. And women are just a fucking simple human being who eat, who drink, who breathe, who shit, who sleep, who piss. Just basically our just basically our physiology is pretty much the same. And I treated them like as a reward, as an unobtainable object that I can't obtain with. Also my self-esteem load went extremely downhill because of pornography. Because it wasn't a problem with me, but many guys when they watch porn just compare themselves to the guy. Why they don't have that dick that size. You know what I mean? But it just basically destroyed my self-esteem. Um, my self-esteem went extremely downhill. I started to call myself fat, though I kind of was, but still. I would tell myself that I will be a virgin for the rest of my life, and that I will never find a girl, that I will just be lonely forever. And what's worse, I was starting to call myself in front of others, and others just and other people just catched up to it, and they just basically started to call me like that. So the way you speak to yourself is extremely important. If you start, listen, if you tell yourself many times lies, lie, repeated a thousand times, became the truth. Yes, I know it's a Joseph Goebbels's quote, I think, but it's still fucking true. If you repeat to yourself that you are this and you are that and you are never going to fuck in your life, you're never going to be with someone, and you're going to repeat this in your head thousand times, it ultimately will become the truth. Believe me or not, this will become the truth. And the best way to do this, you have to do the opposite. You have to put in the work and tell your brain, tell your mental health, like improve your mental health, and tell your brain that it's not the truth. You have to give your brain reasons. No, quitting porn is a prerequisite, but you have to give your brain reasons to not to believe it. So just by doing the opposite. Uh, what else? It made me anxious as hell. and also overthinking. Just I was overthinking a lot. No, when I was a kid, I wasn't really overthinking that much, and I wasn't really that anxious. But I believe that because of pornography, I also started having problems. Like my social skills just went down because I was just constantly lying there, just jerking my life essence off. And we all know that sperm is just basically like a life energy. Is something that gives you fucking energy. Your sexual energy is fucking important. You have to use it wisely. To some first, you have to use it to build something, to build your physique, to build something meaningful in life. But if you're just wasting it on pixels on the screen, it's not going to bring you any good. But yeah, I digress a little bit. Yeah, I had my social skills just went downhill to the point that I had problems with saying good morning or good evening to people, and I had to basically relearn this again. Um, Talking with opposite gender was fucking impossible because I had something called porn flashbacks. I think I just this is the term that I use because I remember when I was talking with one of my classmates with a girl, with a woman, and I remember I had like fucking porn flashbacks of one of the videos that I watched last night, and just made me extremely fucking weirded out. But it also again made me anxious as hell because did people know like are people going to think that I watched something dirty or whatever? Um, I think that people know that you watch porn because the way, just the way you present yourself, the way you speak, people I think can notice this uh, subconsciously that you are you are not putting in the work in real life. Overthinking, I remember I had situations where my mom told me that, for example, Christian, order a pizza or something, right? Because she was doing something else. And I kid you not, I remember before I called, I remember I had to made in my head that exact dialogue that I'm going to say to a person behind the phone. We're just overthinking about some stupid situations that are not going to happen. And I still kind of fight with this, but it's still better than it used to be. So yeah. That's what how pornography affected my life. As you see, there are not any positives uh, because there are not. And also bonus, but not bonus point, but I didn't have this problem. But if you watch porn too much, it can give you erectile dysfunction. So for boys, you have to fucking stop wearing this shit. If you want your dick to work, like imagine banging it, like imagine pulling a girl, right? You have a girl and you're going to do the deed, right? You strip your clothes, you strip her clothes, you're laying in bed, and then your Johnson does not want to work. And now imagine, what does this girl think? Okay, she may think that Arnold's probably she probably thinks that it's her fault because she's not that attractive, or what's wrong with her. Do you really want to give people maybe not traumas? I don't think it's a traumatic situation, but do you really want to give people complexes for the rest of their life? That as I've told you this imaginary situation. You strip the girl down with the clothes. You strip yourself down. You you are about to do the deed, but your penis doesn't want to get hard. Like imagine that. Do you really want to give people complexes for the rest of their life? Do you really want to your dream girl, your girlfriend, to think about herself negatively? This addiction does not only affect you, but it will affect others. So remember, you have to quit this shit before it's too fucking late. And perfectly for you, I have a guide about this. You have this in the description. It's only $5. So if you're really serious about quitting porn, check the link in the description and stay hard because nobody will save you. The only person who can save you is the person I'm pointing right now. Peace out.